What's going on, people? Today, I'm going to talk to you about T-Mobile, AT&T, because I just switched back to AT&T. And while it was like giving birth time-wise, I am glad to be back with AT&T because I got to tell you, T-Mobile, oh my God. Oh, do I have a story for you? My God. T-Mobile, good Lord. All right. So I have to give you a little bit of a background. I started out with PowerTel. PowerTel became VoiceStream. VoiceStream became T-Mobile. My run with T-Mobile the first time didn't go very well. And after a good 7 years, I decided, hey, you know what? I'm going to start looking around and see who else is out there. Like, see if the other competitors are better. So I went to Sprint. I even tried Metro PCS, which is awful. Just don't even bother. I tried a couple other ones, but Verizon, pretty good. But at the time, Blackberries were really popular, or the BlackBerry was popular. Let me just leave it like that. And Verizon's BlackBerry service wasn't very good. Like, text messages took forever when using a BlackBerry. Even emails were delayed, and that wasn't going to work for me. So I quickly gave up on Verizon after about a month. I came back to T-Mobile, and I said, look, I know we've had our differences, but if we can come to an agreement here, you know, I will come back and I'll stick with you guys. And the representative that I spoke to at the time, she was, obviously they had some notes in the system about me, and she was less than thrilled. Let's just put it that way. I picked up on it right away, and I said, you know what? On second thought, you don't sound too happy for me to come back. So there's still one more cellular provider that I need to check out, and I'm going to see what they're all about. Goodbye. That cellular provider was Singular. I don't think they lasted more than a year. I mean, they'd been around for a while, but AT&T came along and absorbed Singular, which was fine by me. So, AT&T, 15 years. No real complaints. The only reason I even decided to leave was because they were screwing up my billing in conjunction with the AT&T fiber. Because, gosh, could I tell you some stories about Comcast? I absolutely hate Comcast with all my heart. So when AT&T fiber came to town, I fired Comcast so quick, it was ridiculous. So Comcast was out, AT&T was in. The problem is AT&T put me on a promotional rate, and they had these things that they were supposed to do, and they didn't handle it properly, and it really pissed me off. It just really did not make me feel good at all, the way they were handling the billing. It made me nervous, and I said, you know what? They're going to keep making mistakes, and I'm going to have to keep sitting on the phone with them for an hour and a half to 2 hours at a time to get them to straighten this stuff out. So I'm going to leave them and see if T-Mobile's gotten any better. They've been advertising like crazy. Let's see what they got. So I go to T-Mobile. And I didn't notice it right away, but let's just say within the first 24 hours of me being on T-Mobile, I realized that they had not improved very much since leaving them 15 years prior. And I was like, wow, this is bad. So I hung in there for a little while. Thought maybe, okay, so what? It doesn't work in certain stores. I just won't go in those stores anymore. No big deal. And it just seemed to get worse everywhere I went. Like, the hotspot was dreadful. My wife started complaining and saying, hey, the service isn't working very well. I'm not really feeling this. Then we took a trip down to Florida. And on that trip was where we really found out how bad T-Mobile really was. I mean, we lost coverage in so many spots on the way down to Florida that it was just pathetic. And I said, you know what? We're gonna have to figure something else out. There was nothing that we could do to make things better. There's like some kind of a tower number that you can call, and it's supposed to talk to your phone and update your phone. Well, that didn't work for me either. So just in case any of you suggest that didn't work. So after almost 2 months of being with T-Mobile and seeing how bad they were, we decided to go back to AT&T, but it didn't go smoothly. Returning to AT&T was a headache. They gave us everything back the way we wanted it because they have like this win back program. So if you're ever interested, if you leave AT&T and you want to go back, they do have incentives. They have programs to make their customers want to come back to them, and they did that for us. But it didn't go smoothly. Just porting the numbers back over was a headache. There were a lot of issues, and finally, a little bit less than an hour ago, I finally left the AT&T store after being there for literally we were in the AT&T store for 1 hour and 50 minutes, which I think is ridiculous to get something done. It was really not good. And this has been my biggest gripe about AT&T in general. You know, I just don't like how bad they handle their billing and taking care of certain issues with customer service. And I guess that could be said for anybody. I'm just glad that it's over for now. Like, the reception with AT&T, I feel it's pretty good. You know, so being someone who's tried out 4 or 5 different cell phone providers, if not more, I just think that when you're talking about the major players in the game, for my money and going with, you know, the GSM network, satellite network, I'm going AT&T. I'm sticking with them. They seem to give me the most for my money, and that is that. In a nutshell, if you're thinking about dropping AT&T to go over to T-Mobile, don't do it. You're gonna hate it because the reception is garbage. All right. Thanks a lot. Hope you're all doing well, and I'll have another video out to you very soon.